One of the use cases of this, right, is retrieval, like I said. So let's say you have Amazon, or you have any kind of shop where you have a bunch of items that you sell, right? In this case, you sell tools. Some categories are cooking, woodworking, and gardening. Now, if someone comes in and they're looking for a tool, let's say a tool for precisely slicing. Okay, so it's like precise slicing seems like it's putting it somewhere in the wood cluster. It's probably imagining, like, I don't know, like timber or something. Let's see, timber. Sure, it ended up in wood, right? I made this thing to like sort of do it dynamically so that it kind of gives you an intuition for how that navigation happens as each word and each letter adds context. Or if I change it to vegetables, then it's going to end up in the food cluster. So that's kind of right. It's kind of navigating its way. If I remove precisely, it might even like get closer to the food, because precisely is kind of a term that might come more often in woodworking than it might in kitchen. Tools for slicing and dicing, maybe. Does that make it more food than wood, right? So it's just sort of using the understanding the model as it learned to be able to place this new purple one into a point in space, and then I'm just using that k nearest neighbor, if you've heard that KNN term before, cosine similarity, as a way to find the nearest neighbors. So this means that when I look for a tool for slicing and dicing vegetables in that store online, if you're doing semantic search, if you're doing embedding based vector search, even if you don't have a tool exactly with that description, you can now find possibly similar items nearby. So now if I hover over this item, this one, tool for cutting herbs and other items, kitchen shears, that could kind of be related. Maybe you end up purchasing that, or maybe that could be a recommend. Although I don't like the purchasing analogy, because everything's about buying. There's other uses for it as well. Tool for slicing vegetables evenly, tool for shredding food, very appropriate. Tool for harvesting vegetables, so somewhat in the gardening cluster, but possibly you might have meant that than the other thing. So this is a good way for you to sort of dip this query into the pool of already indexed items and extract out with it some related items. In this case, I've limited it to, I think, 10 items, but you could just keep going longer. One of the things that people do is again, like I said, get the nearest neighbors, maybe a large number of them, and then they re-rank those neighbors again using other metrics, and then they slice it down further, and then they review that, and then they display that one to the client. So there's many steps you can do to do iterative refinement. You can even use, this is a cool thing that people just don't use because user interfaces now suck and they're limited, but this thing from like long ago, like called Rockio, which is a way for you to say, if I give you a query and you